The index I'm going to create is an index of selected cuisines. Cuisine is set up as a taxonomy on our blog. We'll talk more about taxonomies later. The main or primary index that EasyIndex creates shows a sample of posts from each cuisine that we select. And each cuisine heading links to its own secondary index, which shows all the posts for that cuisine. So let's see how to create an index like this. First, from the WordPress admin menu, select Add New under the Indexes item. All these options look a bit daunting, but we'll break it up into 3 sections to make it easier to understand. The index title and index slug are used to create the URL for the index. We'll come back to these later. The second section defines the look and feel of the indexes we're creating. And the third section tells EasyIndex what it is we want to index. EasyIndex indexes taxonomies. Now, taxonomies are just a fancy way of saying groups. You're probably familiar with the 2 taxonomies that every WordPress blog has, categories and tags. Your blog might have other taxonomies that have been defined by your theme or plugins you've installed. On our blog, we've installed the Easy Recipe plugin, and that automatically defines the course and cuisine taxonomies. EasyIndex can index on any taxonomy that's defined by your blog. Each taxonomy has a number of terms associated with it. These are the values you've given a taxonomy for a particular post. So you can see on our blog, we've got some posts with a category value of appetizers, some as bread, some as breakfast, and so on. EasyIndex will show you all the existing terms for each taxonomy as you select it, and you can include specific terms in your index or not. You can include all the current terms in your index by clicking Select All, or you can include all the current terms and any new terms you create in the future by clicking Include All Current and Future Terms. You can also include just specific terms, which is what we're going to do for this index. So let's give our index a title. The index title and index slug are combined to make the URL of the index. You can have different slugs for different indexes if you want. When you make an index, EasyIndex actually creates several indexes, unless you're creating a gallery or some of the text indexes, but we'll look at those in a separate video. First, it creates a primary index, which has one item for each of the terms you've included. Each term item can have a single thumbnail or a number of thumbnails picked from the most recent posts. As well as the primary index, EasyIndex creates a secondary index for every term. These indexes show all the posts in the term. The formats of the primary index and secondary indexes are completely independent, and you can customize each separately. Let's go through each setting. The page template setting determines the layout of the page. Note that this is not the layout of the index, but the layout of the page on which the index is displayed. What you'll see in this drop-down is determined by what page templates your theme provides. The index style is what determines the basic look and feel of your index. There are a heap of different index styles, but they can be split up into 6 basic formats. When you click on the Index Style button, all the styles are presented, and the currently selected style is shown with a green border. A single image per term with preset images index will display one image, which you preset on the EasyIndex settings page for each term. A single image per term with most recent post image indexes are the same as the previous index styles, but display an image from the most recent post in each term instead of a fixed image. Sample of post indexes display a sample of images from posts in each term. You can set how many posts are shown. A sample of posts with excerpts indexes are the same as the previous styles, but include an excerpt from each sampled post. Galleries are different from other styles. They display images from all posts in the selected terms and are not grouped by term. The list has an infinite scroll, similar to what you'd see on Pinterest. Text indexes don't show thumbnails, just text. You select a style by clicking on it. If you've previously made changes to an index's style settings, you can reset a style to its default by clicking the Reset link. The options you see underneath the reset link will depend on the style you've selected. You'll only see options applicable to the selected style. Thumbnail size is entered as the width in pixels, followed by an X, followed by the height in pixels. EasyIndex will generate thumbnails on the fly. That is, if a thumbnail hasn't already been generated when it's required, EasyIndex will generate and save it the first time it's needed, so you can make the thumbnail size anything you like. Each style of index has a default tag that is used to display term headings and post titles. The tag is the HTML tag EasyIndex will use when displaying headings. The defaults are HTML heading tags H1, H2, H3, etc., and the styling of these are controlled by your theme. We've tried to select defaults that produce reasonable results for a wide range of themes, but you might find that your theme produces headings that are way too big or way too small. Changing the default tags is a simple way to change how headings are styled. You can change how many samples are shown in the Number of Posts to Show option. The More text is the text displayed underneath the samples for a particular term. If your selected style shows excerpts, you can control the size of the excerpt with the Excerpt Length option. EasyIndex will display as many whole words as will fit in that many characters. You can change basic formatting using the Format pop-up, although EasyIndex's live formatting, which we cover in a separate video, makes it even easier to change formatting and can change a lot more than the basic format option here. If there's some formatting that can't be changed using the standard or live formatting options, you can enter your own custom CSS in this field. Secondary index styling is completely separate from the primary index, so you can customize the secondary index quite differently from the primary, although the options are similar. As with the primary index, you'll only see the options that are applicable to the style you select. Two options that only appear for the secondary index are page title and auto include on menus. The page title is like a post title and will be displayed by the theme just as it would for a normal post. EasyIndex will replace the string %term% with the term name in a page title. If you check the auto include on menus option, EasyIndex will automatically include all the secondary indexes as submenu items under a primary index menu item. There's a separate video that shows how this works. Once you've entered the details for your index, there's one more thing that you should do before you publish. EasyIndex will create appropriately sized thumbnails as required. That is, if a thumbnail of the correct size doesn't exist when it's about to be displayed, EasyIndex will generate it and save it to disk. This works just fine when a new thumbnail is required, when a post is added, for example. However, the very first time an index is displayed, there might be dozens or even hundreds of thumbnails to be generated before the index can be shown. This could take a significantly long time, and the index page might appear to hang while the thumbnails are generated. To prevent this, you can pre-generate all the thumbnails by clicking the Generate Thumbnails button before you publish. This may take anywhere from a few seconds to several minutes or more, depending on how many thumbnails need to be generated and the power of your web server. In any event, this only needs to be done once for each index. Once you've generated your thumbnails, you're ready to publish.